Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start with Standard 6 Chemistry, Elements and Compound. First we'll study about pure substances and impure substances. Substances means the things that we see all around. Pure substances are those which are made up of only one kind of particles, means the property of those particles are of their own kind, they have their own properties. There are two types of pure substances that we will study in this chapter. Those are elements and compounds. First we will study about elements. Elements are pure substances that has its special properties different from others. That means what? That each element has its own specific and special properties. Like iron we are using for some special purpose, though gold we are using for some special purpose. So they are having their own properties on the basis of which we use them at different places for different purpose. These elements may exist independently or combine with others to make various new substances. That we'll understand in detail that how these elements will combine to make new substances. These elements cannot be broken down by any means, means nor by beating it or hammering it or any physical means or chemical means, by boiling it, by heating it, we cannot break the elements. Examples of elements are gold, silver, iron, oxygen. Those all are examples of elements. Move on to the classification of elements. We can classify elements as metals, non-metals, metalloids, noble gases or inert gases, or we can call it as well rare gases. Metals are those elements which are usually found in hard solid states. They are shiny or lustrous. They give a shiny appearance. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. That means the wire that we are using at home to pass electricity through them are made up of metals. Metals are having high melting and boiling point. That means they melt and boil at a very high temperature by giving a huge amount of heat, like gold, silver, iron, copper, aluminium. All these are examples of metals. Next is non-metals. Those elements which are soft solids or found in gaseous state in nature. They do not possess any shine or luster. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity, so we cannot use them in conducting wires. Low melting and boiling point, they melt and start boiling at very low temperature. For example, sulfur, iodine, chlorine. Iodine is an element or a non-metal that you must have heard that is found in salt that we are using in daily life, that iodized salt. Or chlorine is used as chlorine tablets to kill germs in water tanks that we used to put, or in the water supply. There the chlorine gas is used to kill the germs. So these non-metals we are using in our daily life. Next is metalloids and noble gases. Metalloids are having intermediate properties between metals and non-metals like silicon and germanium. You had already studied in chapter 1 the uses of chemistry in that silicon and germanium are used to make the electrical circuits. Means those are the metalloids which are having the properties of both metals and non-metals. Those are metalloids. Noble gases. Why they are known as inert or rare gases? Because they are found in nature very rarely, very less. They are inert in nature, means they do not combine or chemically react with other elements. The examples of noble gases are helium, neon, argon. All these are examples of noble gases. Next is how to write an element. How we can symbolize an element. The symbol of an element is a short form of its full name, like hydrogen, carbon, oxygen. Hydrogen can be written as small h, capital H, carbon as capital C, oxygen as capital O. That means it is represented by a single or two letter. Symbolizing of elements is introduced by Swedish scientist J.J. Berzelius. It is derived from the Latin name of each element. The first letter is always the capital letter to symbolize an element. Like I said, for hydrogen capital H, for carbon capital C. But in some cases, the elements starts with the same letter, like calcium, carbon, chlorine, chromium. So what we will do, we'll first write the first letter capital and the next letter, that is the second letter, as the small letter, that is capital C small a for calcium, for chlorine capital C small l. Like that we used to symbolize the elements. What is the significance of an element? Symbol of an element. If we are writing H for hydrogen, what does it mean? It represents the name of the element. Means by single letter itself, we can say that H is for hydrogen. It also represents one atom of the element, like one atom of hydrogen, that is H. One atom of carbon, C, Ca, one atom of calcium. Like that, that is the significance of a symbol of an element, that it represents the name of the element as well as it represents that it is one atom of that particular element.